Hello, I'm Leon Irving, and this is my serious game project, Astronomical. This is a game in which the player uses a telescope to explore the night sky and learn about astronomy as they do it. When we click play, it shows us this simple how to play screen outlining the controls for the game, in which we use the arrow keys or W, A, S and D to rotate the telescope and the mouse to interact with the interface and to zoom the telescope in and out. Such when the player loads in, they can rotate the telescope around and up and down, and as they do so, objects of interest in the night sky are highlighted depending on where they're looking. And in this case includes constellations and planets. These constellations and planets are outlined using real scientific data to create this star background which is accurate to the real world and includes the northern hemisphere in terms of constellation layout. And so whenever the player highlights an object, it brings up this information panel which shows the name of the object, an image depicting it in some way, and a small blurb or a description here. And such, the player can use this to learn more about the astronomical properties of each of these objects, and in most basic terms, where they are in the sky in accordance with their shape and nearby objects. To learn more, they can press this button on the information panel, which opens further information in a web browser. And so they can learn more online about selected object. This is possible for all the objects in the sky that the player might encounter. The player can also zoom the telescope in so that they can get a better idea of where the stars are and how they look in the real night sky. And doing so fades the constellation in and out so that they can see the stars which make the constellation up easier. And so the player at their leisure can explore the sky whilst taking note of each object's position, its appearance, and key information about it. And when they feel confident enough, they can click the Begin Quiz button to load into the quiz assessment section of the game. They're given a small prompt that they should now apply the knowledge that they've learned, and using the same movement mechanics, the player can now select objects, but instead they must be able to name them using this drop down box here, which contains all possible names of each of these sky objects. And so the player can go through each of these objects and select what they, to their knowledge, think that the name of each object is. So for these constellations, they can put in what they think its name depending on its position and its shape. And the same with planets as well. And the the player can do this for as many objects as they feel they can answer. When the player is ready to check their answers, they can click this button, which shows them their score screen and shows them how many objects they were able to identify correctly and lists to learn about further. And so they can do so by clicking retry, which takes them back to the learning mode, where they can explore further and learn more about the night sky, and then continue with the quiz mode a second time. And so that is my serious game for teaching astronomy. Thank you for watching.